Hi, and welcome to At-Home Art Lessons with the Art Groupies. We're going to be inspired by this gal, Persisting Priscilla, where we are going to develop great art habits. Persisting Priscilla is all about never giving up. She is inspired by ideas she cares about, and she tries her hardest. She never gives up. She makes a mistake, she changes the mistake to make it better. We're going to be inspired by this famous artist. His name is Keith Haring. He is a pop artist, also considered a street artist. He's from Reading, Pennsylvania. We're going to be inspired by his piece of art with his hearts. These little lines that go around his break dancers as well as his heart are very inspiring. They enlighten, they show movement. So we're going to create a piece of art using the heart and the break dancers. It's a simple silhouette, contour line design of a object or a person showing movement. We're going to first start off with the heart. I'm going to take a simple red piece of paper. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to use a white pencil, and I'm going to just make one half. That way my heart will be symmetrical on both sides, the same on both sides. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut right on that line, making sure my scissors are pointing away and the blade of my scissors is right on that line. So voila, I have my heart. You could also use the negative shape of your heart in this piece as well. That would be cool. But for today, we're just going to use the heart. We're going to put it at the top of our paper and have our figures holding up the heart. So I'm just going to quickly add a couple dabs of glue and glue that at the top of my paper. Now I'm going to create the figures holding up the heart. Now you can do this by just using simple stick figures. So if this is the head of my stick figure, I want to have my guy holding up this heart with his hands. So I'm just going to put my stick figure in that shape of holding up my heart. Simple lines, and then we can go back and now give them some form, give them mass, make them more like Keith Haring's break dancers. So I used my white colored pencil first to make those light lines, and now I'm using a oil pastel. If you don't have any oil pastel, you can also use some white chalk, and I'm just going over these lines and making them thicker. I'm making, instead of a black silhouette, this time I'm working on black paper and making a white silhouette. Again, inspired by the pop artist Keith Haring. Trying to show movement with my silhouette or contour drawing of a break dancer. He's from the 80s, so he was very inspired by the movements of the break dancers' bodies when he was in New York City. I'm sure you didn't see anything like this in Reading, Pennsylvania, but who knows? His family also, I believe, had a house in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, which is not far from Reading. So just like you would make a bubble letter by going around the letter, we're going around the stick figure to show movement with our break dancers. He would draw these all over the place in the subway stations in New York City. He loved seeing those black papers that the subway workers used to cover up the advertisements, waiting for a new advertisement to go up. They would cover the old one with black paper, and Keith Haring was like inspired, ran upstairs to the city, went to a store, got some chalk, and the rest is history. A lot of people didn't know who the artist was, but they knew his images for sure. So now we have our break dancers. Now we want to add that enlightenment line. Not only for the heart, but for our break dancers to show movement. So voila, that's simple. So again, we were inspired by Keith Haring, his hearts, using those lines to enlighten that heart and to spread a little joy. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.